Mega XRP rumor update. BTC strategic reserves. Another US government entity wanting to play with BTC, and
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
And the Secretary of Commerce wants to add BTC to its account. What is going on? All that and more coming up next, but your comments come first. You, the viewer, matter most. Bunzinga says uppercase P and lowercase p, it's like the D. Big or small, it gets the job done. That's what she said. Well, I don't know if that's what she said because she wants the uppercase D. Dan Russell dropping support on the channel from Canada, eh? Thanks, sir. I appreciate it. Says, thanks for the honesty, humor, and machismo. I appreciate the comments as well, Dan. You got some funny ones, and I love reading them. Troy McDonald says, keeping the horse in the gates for too long. Open the gates and let them horses run, baby. Let's go. XRP to the moon. What Troy is talking about is XRP being pent up at the 230 mark. And we're going to debunk a major XRP rumor today that I know. I don't want to pop the balloon, but I have to because remember, my job is to bring you the news, good or bad, happy or sad. Bitcoin sitting at 94,960. ETH is 1818. XP at 228. At BNB's at 603. Sui at 353. While 8 is at 71 cents. What about Picoin? Oh my God, melting faces. No, it's not. It's 57 cents. Look at the chart for Picoin. Pumperoni, dumperoni. Uppercase P, lowercase p, uppercase D, lowercase d. Shut the fuck up if you think this thing is worth its weight. No, it's not. All right, Department of Justice. A little bit of recommendation for Alex Mashinsky. 20 years. Judge John G. Cotto will deliver the final verdict on May 8th, and I'll be bringing it to you, so make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. Alex Mashinsky, one hailed as a pioneer in the crypto lending world, is about to spend the next 20 years behind bars because of what prosecutors call a deliberate and calculated scam in crypto with nearly $7 billion in customer losses. Mashinsky's fate is going to be decided on the 8th. That's right. They said, yo, we want him to get 20 years, and I've been covering the story since the beginning of the bankruptcy. Yeah, Mashinsky lied to people. Essentially what happened was this. He wanted to offer something stupid like 20% yield, and it wasn't enough. And essentially it was like a Ponzi scheme. So to get more people in, he upped it to almost like 40% on some products. Yeah, you can't make this shit up. All right, Trump's first 100 days. Now, there were a lot of promises made. I can even remember in the beginning. Remember when Trump had the tweet of SOLANA, ETH, XRP, a strategic reserve? We haven't heard shit since, have we? Trump's trade war with the entire world has had the largest short-term impact on crypto markets. Yeah, the tariff stuff. We saw what happened when XRP got way, way down here. Yeah, that's all from tariff wars, all right? What else has happened? Well, it took us 3 months to get Atkins confirmed. What else has happened? Trump launched a meme coin. Well, pro-crypto leaders headed up federal agencies on day one. We had the AI Crypto Czar. Okay. We had the Stargate AI initiative. Okay. The pardon for Silk Road founder. Okay. The ban on digital dollars, and we created a working group. Okay. Tariffs and trade wars with Mexico, China. Okay. Either way, you can read about all of this stuff right here. It's all linked down below. And if you drink every time I say tariff, I would not read this article unless you don't work the next day because you are going to have one hell of a hangover. Either way, all right, what do you think on the first 100 days when it comes to Trump and crypto? I don't want to talk about the other stuff. Remember, this is a crypto channel. I get all the other stuff, but let's just keep this crypto focused. What bothers me is we haven't heard shit about the strategic reserve. Yeah, there was a tweet. We haven't heard shit regards to ADA, SOL, or XRP since the beginning. The crypto summits, okay, much ado about nothing, right? Like, we haven't really been gotten much. Mandrick says prediction, the crypto summit will be a nothing burger. Totally true. What about World Liberty Financial? Okay, Trump's own crypto. I mean, I don't know. Like, it just seems that, like, it's been a lot of hype and not a lot of follow through. And don't get me wrong. I think it's good that you're meeting with crypto leaders. You know, I think it's good that, you know, we're working on the tariff stuff because the U.S. has been being used. But like, do I need Trump meme coins? Do I need Trump to launch World Liberty Financial stuff while he's in office? No. I need him to get the regs through. I need him to get that shit done. U.S. Secretary of Commerce reveals vision for BTC mining. This is big. This is really, really big. One of the things that they want to do, and this is what I got to share with you, is this. Bitcoin miners will be allowed to put their data centers on top of gas fields with a power plant set right up next to them. This way, miners won't be drawing power from the existing grid. Basically, it'll be vertical integration. And what happens is this. Miners, their biggest expense, or one of their biggest controllable expenses, is electricity. So if they can keep that electricity cost down, it's more profitability. The reason this is important is because we know if BTC bleeds, it brings the rest of the market with it. So more favorable BTC conditions means what? More favorable crypto conditions. And now we find out that all of a sudden, the BEA wants to add BTC to its accounts. This is crazy. This wasn't on my bingo card for the day. The Commerce Department's push to scale Bitcoin mining operations aligns with Trump's vision with the industry. Meanwhile, Lutnick added credence to Bitcoin's status as a commodity. According to him, Bitcoin is a commodity, not a currency. Interesting, Lutnick floated the idea of having the Bureau of Economic Affairs, the BEA, incorporate Bitcoin in its national account metrics. This approach is similar how the BEA refines its account using gold while also recording exports and imports of the precious metal. Yeah, this is big stuff. Now, this is very early in the process, but I do like the idea that the current administration is working with the BTC miners. Let's stick with the theme. Arizona, set to make history as the first state to hold BTC in its treasury. Remember, states' rights versus federal rights out there. You're starting to see the states move faster. Arizona is on the verge of becoming one of the first states to officially hold BTC and other cryptos in its treasury, following the House of Representatives bill approval of two groundbreaking bills on April 28th. Senate Bill 1025 permits a state to allocate up to 10%, and Senate Bill 1370. Okay. Here's the problem we got, though, okay? You got the House bill and you got the Senate bill. It's still got to be approved by the governor. And you're sitting here saying, but bro, if it goes through the Senate and it goes through the House, doesn't that mean the governor has to approve it? No. Here's why. Kristi Noem was the senator of South Dakota, okay? And in South Dakota, I lived in South Dakota for quite a few years. Loved it out there. I loved my pheasant hunting. It was a lot of fun. South Dakota voted to legalize cannabis, okay? They had a bill, they had all this stuff, the people voted on it, it was cool. The governor then came in and said, no, girlfriend, we're not voting to legalize cannabis. So you had something that passed the people, but yet the governor blocked it. And that's what they're afraid of here. They're afraid of these bills going through the House, going through the Senate, and then having the governor veto it. Now, as we get more updates, right? Because, like, trust me, I want to share with you the first state that actually is going to legally have a reserve, a crypto reserve status acted. When that happens, I'll share it with you. But I hope we don't see bills get passed through the Senate and the House. I hope we don't see people vote on stuff and then the governors go, no, I know you all want to have this, but I don't, so I'm going to reject it. No, I lived through that. All right, overall volume in the crypto market, it's a little anemic right now, up 5.8% to $81 billion. We are a little bit stronger in the altcoin market right now at 18 out of 100. We're 53 right now in the Fear and Greed Index. We're floating just under that $3 trillion mark at $2.97 trillion. More inflows. This is good. We've had quite a few days of inflows here. And in fact, when we zoom out, look at this. Inflows. Brutal outflow there, right, in February. And now what? Back to the inflows. I like it, everyone. Let's now look at XRP, where we keep getting denied 230. Now, I said to you that I'm going to debunk a big XRP rumor. Look at this post right here. XRP is gearing up for its IPO. Well, first things first, XRP is an IPOing shit. It would be Ripple IPOing. And Brad Garlinghouse has said, we're not IPOing because we have plenty of money. So whoever the hell this poster is, Investopedia, you're a fucking loser because you're not accurate. Ripple is not IPOing because they have a ton of money. So pop in that bubble right there. But XRP, homegirl, won't give us 230 and let us keep that action. Let's go to those candlesticks. But first, look at the volume. We went down from yesterday. Yeah, yesterday, volume was very juicy. 2.88 billion right now for volume, 228 in price. Let's go to those candlesticks and see what they say. We're going to go to the 15 15-minute Aroni action. Let me clean up this a little bit right here. 15-minute action, you can see right here. We went to the 230, couldn't hold it. That's okay. Why? Because look at how far above $2 we are. My hash line is right where we are for $2. We haven't hit the $2 all the way since back here of April 12th. We're almost at 3 weeks since that. That is great news, everyone. So no, we're not melting faces with 250. We're not like Picoin, which is a complete piece of shit. But we are holding on to some crucial points. Now, what I want to share with everyone is look at these moves, though. Look at how quick these moves on the way up are. Look at this one right here on the 27th. Look at this one right here on the 26th. Look at this one right here on the 28th. They're all quick moves on the way up, so you got to pay attention to these, okay? They don't last long, but they also see quick rejection. Now, in this move right here, we got the 236. That's okay. I know we couldn't hold it. My alerts were set. That's what was letting me know what was going on. But now I'm starting to think, okay, we're not going to hold the 230 until we get the tariff action. I'm fine with that. But I'm also fine with the market telling us that, hey, we're going to keep XRP above 220, and that's what we've seen now for the last several days. So my alerts right now are set at 220 on the low, 235 on the high side. For quite some time, we couldn't break 230 on the high side because, look, that was our previous rejection point right here on the 23rd of April. Go back a little bit further, gonna keep going, and check it out. We couldn't break 230 for the longest time, all the way back until the 28th of March. So, for the last month, we couldn't break 230, and now in a couple days, we've been able to break 230, now break 235, the market's starting to heat up. That's why I bring your comments up at the beginning. Like Troy said, keeping the horses in the gates for too long. Open the gates and let them run. And you can see XRP wants to move its way on up. It's not trying to push its way on down. It's trying to push its way on up. And hopefully we get some news from the Trump administration, right? Because we talked about that 100 days, and that's what I want to hear from you. How do you feel about Trump's first 100 days when it comes to crypto? Let me know down below. Because we either need some big news to break from the Trump administration, or we need those tariffs to get fixed. And then the market really will start roaring. So whenever we've got players out there talking, oh, XRP IPO, the first thing I think to myself is, are you retarded? Yeah, XRP wouldn't be IPOing, Ripple would be. And even Brad Garlinghouse has said, yo, we're not gonna IPO because we have plenty of money. And that's why players IPO. They IPO to raise a bunch of cash, but when they do that, they give up a bunch of control because then the shareholders can vote on stuff, and that's not what Ripple wants. Ripple's got a ton of cash, and they got a ton of XRP that they can sell to raise even more cash. So why would they give that control away? They wouldn't. That's why you gotta follow the real news, not the hopium bullshit news that's going on out there. Now, in terms of XRP price, look, I am happy about this, okay? I know, it's not $2.50, it's not $3, but look, we're holding $2 time and time again through horrible news. Whether it's stupid tariff news, whether it's Middle East conflict stuff, we've seen XRP gets pushed up, but we push right back up. Now, tariffs will help us get there. We get some strategic reserve news, and okay, I'll be honest with you. You want to know what I think about Trump's first 100 days? A lot of over-promising and under-delivering. Oh, we're going to get crypto regs in the first 100 days. No, we're not. Oh, we're going to get... No. Stablecoin regs, there's nothing even on the calendar yet. It took us 3 months to confirm the head of the SEC. We still don't know if crypto's a commodity or a security, so we don't even know what freaking entity is going to regulate them yet. Trump comes out, makes a tweet, says, oh, XRP strategic reserve asset. Since then, nothing. It doesn't matter to me if you like Trump or don't like Trump. If a president comes out and mentions something like that, and then from that point forward doesn't say anything about that, that's not good. So for me, when it comes to crypto, honestly, I'm leaning to the more, I don't think he's doing such a good job with it. I think it's been too much over-promising and under-delivering, and I think they're just taking their time. I don't think there's enough action going on. And honestly, the fact that it took 3 months to confirm Atkins, And the fact that you have players out there telling us that crypto is a commodity, and then Atkins, the head of the SEC, is like, yo, we're going to do what we can to best regulate crypto. I'm sitting here going, but wait, you're the head of the SEC. That means crypto's a security, which means then it's not a commodity? That tells me they don't even know what the fuck they're doing. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm also not a fan of Trump launching his own crypto ventures while in office. I don't think that's a good look either, so I don't know. But what's most important is what you think. So let me know down below, and maybe I'll share it at the beginning of the next video. Choo-choo what? Well, you know the deal. Choo-choo, hold on, Garmin. Oh, choo-choo bitches.